cycle of dysfunction with our children has to stop, and it starts with us. It starts with us. It starts with our grandchildren. It starts with us making a difference and being intentional about our training. Deuteronomy chapter 6 in your Bibles. Deuteronomy chapter 6, beginning in verse 1. These are the commands, decrees, and laws of the Lord your God. That's the Bible. Directed to me to teach you to observe in the land that you are crossing the Jordan to possess, so that you, your children, and their children after them may fear the Lord your God as long as you live by keeping all his decrees and commands that I give you, and so that you may enjoy long life. Verse 3. Hear, O Israel, and be careful to obey, so that it may go well with you, that you may increase greatly in a land flowing with milk and honey, just as the Lord, the God of your fathers, promised you. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Verse 5. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength. These commandments I give you today are to be upon your hearts. Impress them on your children. This is the Bible we're talking about. Talk about them when you sit at home, when you walk along the road, when you lie down, when you get up. Listen, you need to talk about God all the time. Church is not the place that you just talk about God, parents, grandparents, children. We should talk about God all the time as you're driving in the car, as you're sitting at the doctor's office waiting, as you're driving them to school. There's not a better time if you take your kids to school than just to squeeze in God. Don't force it. Don't be so religious and so holy. Just talk about the Scriptures. Talk about the goodness of God. Talk about His creation. Share your heart with them. Because listen, adults. Your children will see God in you. You will reek with God. You will ooze out with God. And if you don't have the relationship you're supposed to have with God, they will call you out. They will call you out as phony. They will recognize hypocrisy. Hypocrisy isn't that you got to be perfect and never make a mistake. Hypocrisy is that you come across as having it all together and you don't, and they see it. And you can be the ones driving your children away from God, not because you're trying to instruct them in all the right things and teach them holiness, and you're not hanging out with that friend and you're not doing that. That may be the case, and that's what should happen. But you want that to happen because you drive them so close to fall in love with Jesus that they wouldn't want to hang out with that person, and they wouldn't want to date that guy because he's a jerk. And he will take stuff away from her that she can never get back. Oh, I'm preaching now? Effectiveness is about intentional nurturing, not just osmosis. It's about really being specific, and it starts with you and your proximity to God, your closeness to God.